I'm going to show you a super powerful AI feature we have in Kittl that's going to save you so much time, make you feel like an absolute professional when it comes to image generation or art direction, and show you a neat little hack we've got in Kittl to help you formulate stronger prompts merged with this new feature. So let's dive in. And the first thing I want to show you, which you might not know about, I actually did a video on this a couple weeks ago, was we have these prompt bundles for you to go through and check out, including banks of keywords, example prompts, example images, where you might not be the strongest. For example, maybe film photography, maybe you're trying to generate interesting and weird landscapes, maybe you need to create some 3D stuff, some playful product photography, whatever it is. We have this. You just typed in AI prompt or prompt bundle up in the search bar in your templates feed in Kittl, you're going to find these. Now, I've actually opened one right here for film photography, and it will tell you which model we used. For example, this is ChatGPT Image 1. It'll also go through and show you the prompts along with the image and the models used, but that's actually not the bonus feature. That's not the special feature that I want to show you. If you look over here to the right on my board, I have generated a couple of images, and now you might be looking at these and thinking, wow, what were the keywords? How did you get that style? Well, I'll show you what I did. All I did was come down here to our AI prompt area. And you can see here it says generate image. We also have a remix feature, which Graham did a video for that. If you haven't checked that out, it's incredible. But if you go and look at this bottom left area called style, and I click open style, you are going to see a ton of pre-ready styles to attach to your prompt to create the exact image and the exact art direction or style that you want. And what's even better, a little extra bonus hack attached to this feature, is inside this menu down on the left side, it says auto apply model, which you can see I have here flipped on. So that means that if I click any one of these, it is going to apply the model you see below it. So if I click graphic art, now you can see it says Seed Dream here. Now I don't have to stay in that. I could open this up and go to Nana Banana if I want and use it with that style. So that's a really cool thing, is that you're not locked to any one specific style. But again, if I go back and let's say I go to pattern, well, maybe I like this pastoral toil style. I go and click it. Now it has switched to Image Gen 4, which is really good for ultra realistic rendering. Let's go through a few of my favorites. For example, we have this one right here, motion blur for a runner, and you can see the prompt over here, which is a really nice newer feature about Kittl, is when you're just generating images, which you don't need an artboard for anymore. You can just generate images right onto the canvas. It's going to show you your prompt. It's going to save it for you over here on the right, where you can either click, or I can click recreate here, which it is going to populate back in. So you can see here I used Seed Dream 4. I used the style for motion blur right here, motion blur style, and of course I clicked it and it popped over open Seed Dream 4. And then here is my very simple prompt, actually: image of a runner crossing a finish line, dark pavement, vibrant yellow line, white tank top, black shorts, neon green shoes. I mean, I think it kind of nailed it. It looks really good. If I click on this one, another one of my favorites, I'm going to go ahead and hit recreate so I can populate this back open. You can see the style that I used for this one was hypercolor, and again, it's Seed Dream as well. I just said portrait of a cat wearing a yellow fedora holding a trumpet. And I mean, this just looks nice. I love the like subtle halftones in the dark areas of the hat to give it that kind of fold that is classic to a fedora. Let's open this one. Hopefully you're getting the idea for how powerful this can be. So this is ChatGPT Image 1, and let's see, the style for this one was just hard flash, a style I use a lot. And this is just an image of a woman eating a piece of pizza in an Italian diner in a corner booth, which I do think looks really nice. I wanted to add that little extra detail to see if it would do it, and it did. Now, it doesn't have to stop there. We can do some really interesting artistic styles, and as you can see right here, we can do multicolor vector. So if I click recreate right here, I said a martini glass full of an espresso martini drink with coffee beans sitting on top. This was ideogram 3, and in here, if you open up the style area and you go to vector, you're going to see a few that you can choose from that have color. So I picked the Retro Pop Vector because that's a newer one to us. I'd never seen that, so I wanted to give it a try. But also can do like a colored line icon. You can do like a full emblem. Maybe you want to create folk art, or a retro mascot's another really popular one that people use, or a different kind of vector mascot. So this would be maybe for like gaming or some kind of intense tech company, or a mascot for a video game team, or air flying drones, or like a drone flying contest team or something like that. So you can see that there are different vector styles here that you can choose from that will give you a full-on endlessly scalable vector in color. So if I wanted to change the color of this drink to maybe like a green, I don't know, maybe it's absinthe or something like that. I don't know what's in this cup, but if I wanted to change the color, I could do it. If I wanted to make it really big or really small and keep that same detail, I can. I did similar here with the cat. If I go to recreate, this is the vector style for anime. If I go back to vector and I scroll down, I just clicked the anime vector, and you can see how simple my prompt is. It's just a black cat. So maybe now I want to do a python snake. I don't know why that's coming to mind, but I saw like a video of somebody picking up a python recently. I was recently in Australia, and there was a python like in the rafters where we were eating dinner, which was a little scary. So for some reason, I've got python snakes on my mind. But let's see how it does, and that's actually really cool. So you can change the color of this if you want to, because it is a vector. I guess green is more of a snaky color, right? Maybe a little darker green. And that's really, really cool in the same kind of style. And you could always go back up here and test the other vector styles. Maybe you want like a vintage engraving, maybe you want line art, maybe you want like a full vector icon. This is a little bit of a more highly detailed anime style, but we also have some really interesting artistic styles. So you can see right here, if I go to recreate, I said a skateboard laying next to a wooden half pipe, and this would be in more of our artistic styles. So you can see how interesting these are. We have like mesh model, we have this paper diorama, which is a really, really popular style. I've actually been seeing that a lot on Instagram. And if I scroll down a little bit, we're going to find the one I used, which was origami. Now, we also have this artistic blueprint one here, which I'd love to try out. And we're going to generate that. Give that a little bit of time. Now, we can also choose a different model. So maybe I want to choose a different model along with this one. Maybe I want to go to Nano Banana Pro 4K. Maybe I want to generate multiple images at a time. So let's try to generate 2 images. And maybe I'm planning to use this for like a long vertical poster. So I can click 916 and I'll generate it. And so you can see here, I did 2 at a time. But this one also looks, wow, it actually did put Chemex on it, a little bit misspelled, but I could probably edit that or fix it. We actually have a tool for that. If I hit the if I hit the erase button or E here, and I go over here into erase and fill, which I switch on, I can just actually cover over that. I really just wanted to say Chemex so that it would do the specific style I had, because sometimes they have these coffee carafes like this that are too narrow or they're like awkward looking, and this is the brand that I like a lot. Look at that. The erase and fill took that away. I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm just going to fill this in so it gets rid of that random detail that we don't want. Give that just a second. Boom. Okay. Erase and fill. That was bonus. I wasn't even planning to show you that in this video, but I did. So that was a bonus for you. All right, let's give these a little bit more time, because we did put Nano Banana Pro 4K, which I don't think we need for this kind of artistic style. But let's go ahead and open up and check out a different one. We also have typography styles that are great for making sure your words are spelled correctly and getting the specific lettering or typography style you want. So if we scroll down a little bit, let's find one like, comic. Should we do a comic one, or should we do something a little bit more? Yeah, okay. So I like this honey one here. So, and here's our generations of these two right here. So you can see the difference between Nano Banana Pro 4K over here, which I think this one looks really, really cool. It also does say Chemex Coffee Maker, and all the wording and stuff is right interesting. And this one is maybe a little bit more vague, so you could use this for like maybe the background. Maybe you would put this in the background of a presentation, like lower the opacity or something. But man, this is so cool. we are going to put this in 16 by 9. Let's just generate one image for the moment, hit generate, and let's try a different lettering style for the moment. So let's go to, the bubble ones. So let's go with bubble. Let's go back to 1 by 1, generate, we'll give these each some time and then come back to see what they look like. All right, here's our first generation, which looks sick. Honey barbecue wings. I think this is really cool, especially since we can remove the background from this, which should retain all of our lettering, all of our honey droplets and stuff like that. And now you're free to use this on whatever you want. Maybe you're running a special at a restaurant that you own, or maybe you have a little food truck or something like that, or maybe you are working with and doing work for a company that has honey barbecue wings. Boom, there you go. You can do a little cool special something or another. All right, so here we have our pool party, which looks really, really nice, high resolution, but it didn't quite do the neon color to it. So I'm going to show you a different cool trick to try to get that. I'm going to go to Remix Image, and I'm going to say change the pink color to be bright neon blue. I'm going to keep it the same, 1 by 1, everything. Yeah, I'm going to keep that all. Actually, let's go to Nana Banana. So let's go to Nana Banana. We don't even need Pro for this, I think. I think Nana Banana just normally is going to do a good job. And so I can hit that generate button on the Remix tool, which again, if you haven't checked out Graham's video on the Remix tool, I think it was a really good overall encompassing video on what you can do with the Remix tool, because it's more than just what I'm doing here, which, boom, if we pop back over, there's the exact same image. I think Nana Banana, just the normal one, did a phenomenal job at changing the color. Maybe we could go, if you had the time, you can sit there for about a minute and let Nana Banana Pro 4K do its magic, and it'll be incredible. But both of these I could select, remove the background. Now I have two options for two different pool party colors that maybe the client wants to see, and there you go. Now the last thing I'm going to show you in this video, because I know you are probably eager to go and try all of these styles because they are incredible, and I had fun generating all of them in about 5 minutes, is being able to use the same Remix tool I just showed you and apply the styles to new imagery. So I grabbed a couple of these from our AI image library, which is just over here. You can search for anything you want. And the same thing applies here, where if I click on this cat, you see over here, it shows you the prompt. You could recreate this. It shows you the style that was used. It shows you the model, all of this kind of cool stuff. You could generate it, blah, blah, blah. But let's say that we wanted to take this, let's say we wanted to take this running scene, which I'm going to duplicate, and we wanted to take a picture of this cat. What I can do, and this is really cool, is I can select both of them. I can just drag my mouse over both of them, and I'm going to hit Remix, which will open up the Remix panel here. We already explained. You can see both images are here. You can also upload images if you want to. And what we're going to do is we are going to apply the style of the cat to the runner photo so that it is the same color and illustration. So then let's hit generate, and that's going to pop up a new little panel next to it. That was with Flux Pro 2 HD. I'm going to select, let's just select a little bit of a different one. Let's go with, let's see, which remix one should we want? ChatGPT image 1. We'll give that a go as well, just to see the difference here. Give this a little bit of time, and then we'll come back to see how it did. All right, and so here's our two images. You can see there is the photo of the runner, the original, and the photo of the cat, original. And then we've got one in the style of this kind of retro pop art drawing. And this is with Flux 2, and this is the one that we did with GPT image 1. And what I think is interesting is that this one kept the overall style and aesthetic positionally, whereas image gen 1 decided to kind of take on the perspective and angle of the cat while also giving it that more retro halftone dotted look and feel. So it just goes to show that sometimes you never know what you're going to get, although you can be more consistent by using those style presets that I showed you in Kittl. So you let me know what you think of all of this down in the comments. Are you liking the style presets? Have you used them already? What are you going to be generating and creating? What other kind of AI features do you want? Let us know that down in the comments as well, so we can continue building and iterating to make Kittl even better for you. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss videos just like this, as well as like and share this with others who you think might find this helpful. And we will see you in the next video.